There seems to be a lot of confusion whether or not that the girls that bullied Aubrey Wyatt went to jail. And when there's one out there, there are people out there saying that she went to jail for 25 years. Seriously, if that was true, if that was remotely true, there would be news media, there would be news outlets actually talking about that. There would be absolutely, it'd be everywhere. The fact that you can only find this information on one malicious website, that should be your clue that this is not true information. Like, that's for it. That's for real. This is not true information. No one, none of these children, I don't know what's happened to them since, but I do know that not one of them has gone to prison, especially not for 25 years. Jesus. Like, do you understand? Like, the people who are spreading this, I don't know if it's kids. I don't know if it's adults that are trying to be disingenuous. And I feel like I can't prove it. This is just my little conspiracy theory. It's unproven. Just take it for all the grains with a whole salt shaker. I have a feeling that Molly Noblitt may have constructed like this malicious website in order to throw people off, right? I don't know. I can't prove it. Just saying. That's one possibility. I don't know. Because the story that's out there is like this 31-year-old woman named Molly Noblitt that shook a 3-year-old who was Aubrey Wyatt with one T to death back in 2007. And I don't actually think that's a true story. Yeah, and if you look up Molly Noblitt obituary, it goes as ovh.net. That is a malicious website. Do not click. Yeah, I think that this person is trying, whoever made that website is trying to throw people off. Is trying to spread misinformation. There is something from July 30th. So from today. Interesting. So what happened to the alleged Aubrey Wyatt bully Molly Noblitt? Aubrey Wyatt, a 13-year-old from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, who died in September 2023, was a victim of a ceaseless bullying at school, according to her mother, Heather Wyatt. Aubrey's tragic story has gone viral on social media, and some now say one of Aubrey's alleged bullies has been killed. Law enforcement investigated Aubrey's death and declared the claims that she took her life because of bullying were unsubstantiated by evidence. But after Heather told Aubrey's story on her TikTok channel, Aubrey's accused bullies were reportedly doxxed and their names were revealed on social media. Among them, Molly Noblitt. The alleged bully's parents brought a lawsuit against Heather for defamation, which they later dropped on the 16th of July, which was just a couple weeks ago. In the meantime, social media posts have suggested that Molly Noblitt was also killed in a stabbing attack related to Aubrey's story. So is it true that Molly Noblitt died? I don't think she did. Several TikTok posts suggest that Molly Noblitt was stabbed and killed for her involvement in Aubrey Wyatt's bullying. But at the time of writing, no credible news sources have reported that it happened. Which is the same when I've looked for her going to prison for 25 years. I also saw the claims that she was killed, and I thought there's no way that she was killed, and it didn't get on social media, or it wasn't on, where it's only on social media but not in mainstream media. This would be picked up instantly. A teen girl gets stabbed, being known as one of the bullies. That would be everywhere. That'd be literally fucking everywhere. So, according to TikTok, the confusion stems from different people named Molly Noblitt who were murdered, including an infant who was stabbed and killed in 2016. Details of that supposed case, too, are unavailable from legitimate online news sources. Yeah. If a girl named Molly Noblitt was involved in Aubrey's story, she's alive and well, based on publicly available information. Reports to the contrary, online rumor. Is Molly Noblitt in jail? No. Some TikTok posts also say Molly Noblitt was convicted of murder stemming from Aubrey Wyatt's death and sentenced to 25 years in prison, which is just ludicrous. Like, people who premeditate murder don't get that much time. One post claims a different Molly Noblitt was convicted of murdering a baby in 2017, also named Aubrey Wyatt. Okay, but they have two T's. In the post, she shares new story verifying the information. No credible news sources report that story either. Based on our investigation and the comments in the post the creators shared, I've made new posts correcting myself. This entire news article is fake. These are just fake stories that are circulating out on the web, and you really gotta use your thinking cap with these ones, because when you see and I'm not necessarily talking to adults, I'm talking to like teenagers that might be watching this video, and I know it's easy to like just see something like that in somebody's TikTok and be like, oh my God, that's what's going on. No, not necessarily. So even as an adult, I have to do this because you can't always tell what information is true or not, right? So what I did the first time I saw that, well, really the first person who had comment that on my other video detailing what happened to Aubrey and, you know, the people that were involved in this, I looked it up. What I did is just did a search, but all that came up was a malicious website. So ovh.net. Don't click on that. It's a malicious website. I don't know if it's going to put cookies on your computer, but that's the only address, ovh.net, which looks very, very suspicious. That is a malicious website, and it's not true. Molly Noblitt is still alive. So all I really hope is these girls get the therapy they're going to need. So on the second part of this, well, in this next part of this video, I really want to talk about, you know, when children bully other children, know that there is something wrong in their home life, because well-adjusted, happy children don't bully people. They just don't. I witnessed that growing up myself. I was bullied relentlessly by children growing up. I was also abused at home by my father, and my mom didn't really do nothing about it, so she kind of just was complicit with it. So I can empathize with Aubrey and her position, especially since when I was 13 and 14 years old, I also tried to unalive myself. And it wasn't because I really wanted to not live. It was because I just didn't want the pain anymore, because it's painful. It's painful when you have no safe place, and Aubrey did have a safe place at home. So even that is sometimes not good enough, because there is something to be said about wanting to be accepted by your peers. And I never really have. So I can totally understand how that can be almost like, you can almost get in desperation about that. Like, I would hang out with people that weren't kind to me just because they would pay attention to me, because no one really would befriend me. So over the years, I found myself in those situations more and more. But as I've gotten older, I've learned that it's okay. And I hope anyone struggling right now, I want you to understand that you're going to be okay. Even though if it doesn't feel like it right now, I want you to trust me that it's going to be okay at some point. And I encourage you to talk to your family, talk to a teacher, talk to a counselor, talk to somebody, because that's what you need to do. You need to bring somebody in on your side so you feel like you're not alone. That's the very first thing you need to do. And there are helplines out there. I believe it's 988. So yeah, it's the Suicide and the Crisis Lifeline, and the languages are they speak English and Spanish. So if you're Spanish speaking, good news for you. So you can call 988, text 988, and you can go to their website, and that you can chat online, and there are people there that will help you. And I really wish you the best if you're struggling right now. Even if you're not a teenager, if you're an adult, I get it. And the one thing that helped me the most, because I had these ideations up until just a few years ago when I got on Zoloft, and I no longer have those thoughts anymore, because my depression does not get bad enough, and my anxiety does not get bad enough that I want to be done, if that makes any sense. Anyway, this is not about me, but I just wanted to put that out there, like why I know I can sympathize and empathize with Aubrey. I can also sympathize and empathize with her bullies, because I know how easy it is to continue that circle of abuse, that cycle of abuse. And that's exactly what bullying is. It's a cycle of abuse. And I truly believe that these girls can be rehabilitated. They can be saved from being adult bullies. It's what we really need to do. And I hope, I don't know these people. I don't know their parents. And I really hope that they do something good for their children and get them the therapy they desperately need. And they probably need therapy themselves, because honestly, and I want to say, especially the Noblitt family, because it's said that Molly was a ringleader of this group. So in my opinion, it's probably her parents were probably her first bullies, to be perfectly honest. And I don't know that for a fact, but I know that from statistical speaking. My parents were my first bullies. Most people that I have talked to that had that experience growing up, they were either bullied, they were either became the bullies or were the bullied, but all of us had a lot in common in the fact that our parents bullied us. And we don't talk about that enough. I never became the bully until I was an adult, and I was a little bit of a bully for a little while, and then I learned not to do that. So I'm glad I didn't continue onto that path, because it is a cycle of abuse. And we need, as a society, to stop that cycle of abuse. Schools need to be better. Churches obviously need to be better, because they like to perpetuate a lot of abuse. And not all churches, but a lot of churches do. A lot of churches do mess people up, and so we need to keep that in mind. Also, just as a general society, we are not good to people that go through this kind of trauma. And whether you're not, these girls were absolutely traumatized. You can't tell me they weren't. No matter how they're dealing with it, they're traumatized. And I really don't think, I can't speak for Aubrey, but I go back to my 13-year-old self, which was a long fucking time ago. But I go back to her and I think, what would she have wanted back then? And all she wanted was to be liked. And that is something that I've struggled with up to today. And it's because, I'm pretty sure it's because I'm on the spectrum and I have ADHD. And so those make me just sound rude, and I'm not. So yeah, that really puts a monkey wrench in the people, that end up liking me. But some people do. And those people end up being good people. So you don't need to have lots of friends. You just need to have a few friends that are really good to you. That's really it. And as an adult, I've accepted that about myself. I've accepted myself for who and what I am. And I'll tell you, that makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference to accept yourself for who and what you are, and being able to weather these kinds of storms. And I don't want these girls to do this to somebody else. I want them to get the help that they desperately need, so they don't put any more children in danger, and don't put themselves in danger. Because knowing your actions caused the death of somebody else, caused them to hurt themselves, that's heavy. And they will end up having to live with that for the rest of their lives. They are going to be, their names have been public. They, and I'm not sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I kind of think it's a good thing, so they just can't skate under the radar, because so many people do, and we need something better in this country. We do not deal with this problem good enough at all. We are horrible at dealing with this problem. And I feel like that's and I mean on a societal level, we don't deal with this very well. Anyway, so I just wanted to come on here, let you know that those are all fake reports, that Molly and the other girls are not dead and they are not in jail. So hopefully that, does something. Also, if you want to sign the petition, there's almost 300,000 signatures. There's 249,865 signatures to get Monty Noblitt removed from his position. So I don't know if there's enough people that click on that. There'll be a QR code is going to be on this screen the whole time. But yeah, let's let people know that we're not okay with someone like him being in power, because I'm pretty sure he helped cover up the abuse his child and other children were doing to Aubrey, due to the fact that during that school year or the school year before, he was an athletic coach. So he's on the payroll. He was one of the faculty members. And so I feel like that gave him more weight, but he's an assistant superintendent for, I think, Jackson County, I want to say. I might be wrong on that, but yeah. This guy does not need to be in any kind of position of power at all. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and leave me your comments in the comments down below. All that helps me. It's free for you to do. And hit that subscribe button and that bell for more videos from me. Thank you so much.